Welcome to the Inner Chamber, a place for reflection in a noisy world. Today, let's talk about the inner battle, winning the war no one sees. Have you ever talked yourself out of something before you even tried? Have you ever convinced yourself that you weren't ready, weren't qualified, or weren't good enough? Most battles are not fought in the world around us. They are fought in the conversations we have with ourselves. Overthinking feels productive. It feels like we're solving a problem. But many times we're simply running the same thought through our mind over and over again. Not finding answers, not gaining wisdom, just replaying possibilities. The mind begins creating scenarios that don't even exist. We suffer from situations that have never happened. Thinking becomes a prison when it never leads to action. One of the strangest things humans do is work against themselves. We pray for opportunities, then fear them when they arrive. We ask for change, then cling to what is familiar. Many times, self-sabotage isn't laziness, it's protection. We avoid the thing we want because somewhere inside, we fear what might happen if it actually works. Sometimes the obstacle is not in front of us. Sometimes the obstacle is within us. Most people understand fear of failure. We don't want to look foolish. We don't want rejection. We don't want disappointment, so we delay, we postpone, we prepare forever, because if we never try, we never have to face failure. At least that's what we tell ourselves. Failure can wound the ego. Regret wounds the soul. Success changes things. Success creates responsibility. Success attracts attention. Success often requires becoming someone different than who we've been. Sometimes we aren't afraid of failing. We're afraid of what life will require from us if we succeed. The life you desire may require a version of you that you've never met. Every person carries a private narrative. Some stories sound like, "I'm too old. I'm too late. People like me don't do that. I failed too many times. Nothing ever works out for me." The problem isn't that these stories exist. The problem begins when we mistake them for truth. A thought repeated long enough begins to sound like reality. Not every voice in your head deserves a seat at your table. A mental loop survives because it keeps receiving attention. The more we feed it, the stronger it becomes. Breaking a loop doesn't always require finding the perfect answer. Sometimes it requires taking one small step. Action interrupts what endless thinking cannot. Movement creates evidence. Evidence challenges the story. And eventually the loop loses its power. You don't think your way out of every battle. Sometimes you walk your way out. The greatest battles are often invisible. No crowd sees them. No applause follows them. Yet they shape the direction of our lives. The question is not whether you have an inner battle. We all do. The question is, are you listening to the voice that limits you or the one calling you forward? That would be the voice of the Most High God.